Hey guys, welcome back, Bushcrafting with a new video. Welcome. And then as you can see, snowy weather behind me. That's because we are going to talk about the weather. Yes, unfortunately, we are due for a whopper of a winter. They're talking, it's going to be a doozy. The Farmers Almanac, some say is like a 50-50, but the people who really do follow the Farmers Almanac, when they talk about weather and whatnot, it's more like an 85 to 89% accuracy. I don't know. My grandpa used to swear by it, planting and everything with that little book. But we are going to talk about the weather, and then what we're going to do is how we can kind of prepare for said winter coming up. Yeah, I know it's like 80, 90, 100, and 110 degrees out right now. Some people are sweating like nothing, but it won't be that way for long. It's already almost halfway through August already. We just have a few more months, and then the cold weather is going to be here. As we are seeing these extreme temperatures continue to break records around the world, right on cue, here comes the Farmers Almanac saying the winter of 2023-24 is going to be a doozy. Places like Texas, yes, Texas is going to get hit. Extreme cold, stormy winter season ahead for Texas. Frost in Florida. You know what that means. Our citrus and produce and everything that takes over in the colder months may not be there. Poor little snowbirds are going to get cold down there. White and wet for the west, and they're saying anybody, I think I-95, anybody in that range where they used to have, a very mild winter last year, expect extreme sleet, rain, or snow, heavy amounts of snow. So, yep. It's time to start worrying about that wintertime. Start getting your house prepared for this wintertime. Start prepping for said things during this wintertime. Make sure you have multiple ways of heating, multiple ways of cooking, those types of things. And we are going to go down a list of things to do, 10 steps to make sure you don't freeze your little home up come wintertime. And I want, down in the comments, I want you guys to post your little tidbits, your tips and things about preparing your house for winter. We all know what happened a few years ago in Texas when it froze down there. So many people panicked. There was people bringing barbecue grills in their houses and to heat their house. And I'm afraid a lot of those people are no more, because they were not prepared. They didn't have the knowledge of how to stay warm, how to keep their pipes and everything from freezing, all that kind of stuff. Okay, number 1, insulate your pipes. Yes. If you didn't know, anything below 32 and below will freeze. And that includes the water inside your pipes. Depending on what type of pipes you have, they can burst. And then whenever it warms up, you have a nice flooded house because the pipes are broken and water spews out everywhere. So there's multiple ways to insulate your pipes. There also heat tape for those people up where it gets really cold. You guys should already be prepared for this, but if you're not, wrap them pipes up. It sounds odd, but wrap them up. Another thing is number 2. Go outside, and I don't have to do this year. I don't have to worry about it. Inspect the trees around your property. These ice storms that's going to be coming this winter will drop once the water gets on those branches and freezes them. The branches drop. Sometimes they go over power lines, sometimes over your spouting, sometimes over your house. Sometimes they'll just completely break off and fall down. When it gets so cold, the sap that's inside some of them trees will freeze, and it will, when any moisture freezes, sorry, the cat's up here, any moisture freezes, it expands, and it'll break that tree apart, hence may fall onto your house, power lines, or anything like that. So make sure you inspect your trees around your property to make sure they're not in any bad spots and stuff like that. Number 3, inspect your gutters. Same concept here. If you have a lot of leaves inside your gutters and rain comes, snow comes, sleet freezes those gutters, they become extra heavy, will rip off your house and cause more damage. So make sure those things are well cleaned out, nice and free, so the water, the snow, when it drains, can have a way for it to go. Number 4, this is very good. This is also good for your vehicles. Make sure that your door locks have plenty of oil, some good quality oil in them, so that you can get your key in there. Stop, cat. You can get your key in there, you can turn it and whatnot. Make sure they're well, so they're well oiled and everything, so they don't freeze. And it's a good time to learn how to unfreeze said lock or key, because a lot of times on your vehicles, when the water comes down, and those who actually put a key in to open their doors, the water melts down and gets in those locks, and then you go to put your key in, you can't put your key in because it's frozen, or it's the mechanism inside is frozen. So good thing to learn. Also, for those in the cities and stuff like that have sprinklers, or gardens for that matter, that have drip systems and things like that, make sure all the sprinklers and all that stuff is completely drained by before the wintertime comes. Like I said, anytime there is water inside of a pipe and it freezes, it expands and can and may bust those pipes. Not to mention the sprinklers or the drip systems or anything like that. Also, another thing to keep in mind is your plants that come back every year. Make sure they're trimmed up. There are some people that trim them up and cover them with hay and stuff to protect them throughout the winter, so they come back the next year. Same thing, number 7, with your beds and stuff. Make sure all that stuff is covered up and put a layer of mulch and stuff over top of it to protect the roots and things for these extreme cold weather that is said to come. And also number 8, it is if you sit in a room in a windy day and you put a candle in the middle of the room and that flame is going like this, that means you have what do they call them, block draft or something like that, or it could be from your baseboards or anything. You have to try to find those little areas where this air is coming in and seal it up. Many ways of sealing these things. There's the spray foam, there's regular insulation you can put in these spots, a lot of times under the windows because the insulation falls underneath those spots. Make sure all those places are sealed. Your windows, put plastic up in the windows to stop these drafts. And number 9, for those who have fireplaces and wood stoves, make sure it's clean. And those who know, that are very well experienced in this, and like I said, you may be first year, 2-year homeowners that just have a fireplace or are starting with a wood burner. Depending on what wood you burn, sometimes you have to clean the furnace or the wood stove or the fireplace more regularly, because the resin in the wood sticks to the pipes and stuff. So that is major important to make sure that's done before the cold gets here, because trying to get that cleaned up when it's below zero out there, trying to clean them pipes or clean that chimney, you don't want that. you want to make sure that it's all cleaned out and ready to go. Number 10, this is for people who don't have a wood burner, don't have a fireplace. Your furnaces, make sure everything is good to go. Make sure your vents are clean. Make sure you have fresh filters. Make sure you have a stockpile of filters, because in this day and age, one day you might go to the store and they don't have any filters, and it's very, very bad to run these things without filters, because the inside part that heats up, if it gets hairs, dust, and all that stuff up in there, it can actually catch fire, or bad things happen, basically. So make sure your furnace is checked. Make sure you have your filters, all that good stuff. A lot of times, just taking the cover off, taking the shop vac up in there and getting it cleaned out, if you're able, or if you're experienced enough to do that. If not, have a professional do it. And that's it. There's many, many more tips and everything for preparing for the wintertime and stuff. And put it in comments down below. Make sure everybody else knows these. Very helpful tips are always welcome. Until next time, like always, God bless.